Mike.
My name is Amy.
We live in Pelham.
Like many houses in Pelham, moved to a house that's over 100 years old. And our house did not have any air conditioning and oil heat. And so we started looking into more renewable options and got a quote for just installing central air.
Instead of doing the natural gas route, we went from oil heat straight to the geothermal heat. And as Amy mentioned, we also wanted to have central air, which conveniently comes in a package with the geothermal heating system. So we got basically, two birds with one stone. The savings and the economics of the decision were very important. I think that geothermal has a larger upfront cost, but the overall running costs are much, much lower. So the payback period is pretty generous.
Yeah, so if we had to make this choice over again, we would totally do it again.
So I'm Padma, and we live here in Briarcliff.
Yeah, I am Sridhar, and we live here in Briarcliff too.
We have a couple of different technologies. One is, of course, the heat pump, and so it's very simple. You don't feel like, oh, I'm turning on the heat or I'm turning on the AC. It's just one remote, and you switch between them all. Yeah, no. The thing with this room is that it has so many windows. And the skylight, and there's a tendency for the room to get really hot if we're not running this. So I think it really makes a difference having the heat pump in here. It's very comfortable.
I think the best this thing is.
And it's so cool that you use the one remote and you switch between heating and cooling. It's very.
The best metric is.
Yeah, he's comfortable in here. So
He's comfortable.
I'm Emily Sack.
I'm Bob Schloss. We live in the village of Ossining.
The house was designed to meet the criteria required for a passive house, trying to get to net zero energy use.
So the theory of passive house is that if the windows and doors and the walls and ceilings and the base are so insulated, they call that whole thing the thermal envelope. So the idea is that the temperature won't shift very much. So we have an air source heat pump which can generate either heat or cool. It's located like 6 inches outside the house. We have solar panels on the roof, generated enough electricity to do all the lights, all the appliances, all the computers, the washing machine, the dryer, everything, and the air source heat pump. We have an induction cooktop.
It's very responsive. A lot of people who love gas cooktops really like this once you learn how to use it.
Emily liked this neighborhood, and she saw the opportunity, given whoever bought this house was going to have to do massive renovations. And she had the idealistic idea that if we do it, and wherever possible, use local suppliers and local contractors, that would lead to an educated workforce so that maybe in the future there could be more very, very green homes.
Hi, I'm Dean Galley. I'm a homeowner in Tarrytown, New York. I decided that my 12-year warranty gas water heater had already lasted 20 years and it was ready for replacement. And I knew that an electric water heater can be pretty expensive to run, but there's a new technology that's a fairly new technology, but it's been around for a while, called a heat pump. There's a refrigeration unit in here that actually runs in reverse. Instead of cooling the water, it heats it. The unit is run by a computerized controller, which gives you a lot of interesting options. So I can actually access it through an app on my phone. You can see that matches the temperature setting that's on there. I can run this up and down if I'm remote. If I'm, say I'm on vacation or something, I can say, well, I don't really need to have it 125 degrees. I can drop it, and you can see the minute I do that, it changes right on the water heater. So every little bit that we can do to remove our dependence on carbon-based fuels is a step in the right direction.
My name is Dave Aarons. I live in Sleepy Hollow. So because I was out of a job and I was obviously low income, there were all these opportunities to get support. One of those things was the Empower program, which NYSERDA offers to folks who are low income. That provides through contractors that are approved by the state, ability for you to do a sort of a home energy assessment. In that assessment, they see where you're losing energy and where energy efficiency can be improved in your home. What was offered through the Empower program is somebody provides cellulose loan insulation for essentially almost no cost. The other benefit, besides just the cost, is that my kids are growing up understanding that these systems are like normal, just like any other systems. My kids are going to know a little bit from their experience in their own home, which I didn't get when I was younger. And so I think it's a great thing.